Each and every one of us has an unlimited inner wellspring of spiritual power. You have the ability to transform, create, and heal anything upon which you set your heart and mind. Join me, Sarah Hall, as we learn how to uplift all aspects of your life through spiritual empowerment. Enjoy weekly guided meditations, spiritual discussions on a multitude of topics, and a chance to call in to receive channeled messages from the angels on your spiritual journey. I'm Sarah Hall, and this is Through the Eyes of the Angels.
Hello to you, and thank you so much for joining me today on Bring Me to Life Radio. Today is a beautiful day that I have truly been looking forward to because I'm going to share some long-awaited news with you. You see, over the past 2 years or so, I have been channeling messages from the angels on a particular topic that, according to the angels, is a crucial area for us to understand so that we can lift our consciousness into alignment with our origin in perfect divine love, peace, and understanding. It all started when the angels were beginning to give me repeated messages that it's time for me to teach others. So I would be sitting in meditation or prayer, and suddenly the familiar feeling of the angel's presence would be there with me. I would feel Archangel Michael, particularly, who often leads the messages I receive from Spirit, standing close over my shoulders. It's this feeling sort of like having a bright light standing inside my heart, my shoulders, and my head. A light sensation of uplifting pressure that just seems to wake up the awareness in my head and throat, as if activating the throat and third eye chakras. And gently, kindly, sweetly, Michael would say, "It's time to teach. You are a teacher." And they filled my consciousness with visions and a feeling of knowingness that I would be teaching something very in-depth, something more than what I was already sharing in short videos that I was making for YouTube or the little blog articles I would send out to the beloved friends and followers on my email list. And so in response, I would ask the angels and also ask my own heart, but what should I teach? At the time, the number of different subjects that I could think of in my mind were so many, and my ego would rise up like a tall shadow and say, "Who are you to teach? It's all been taught before. What makes you think you've got anything that anyone will want to listen to?" I would read and observe, say thanks but no thanks for your input. I'd like to hear from the angels. And much to my surprise, the angels would respond, "Teach about abundance." Now, of all the viable, interesting subjects I was considering in my own mind, abundance was actually not one of them. It wasn't the first thing that came to mind. But I smiled as I sat with that thought. I had this feeling in my belly that it would really be something good. And over time, the angels sent me several repeated messages that explained why abundance was such an important topic to teach. They explained that a human being's relationship with abundance and physical supply is synonymous and deeply entwined with the relationship to God. They explained that at a deep psychological, emotional level, our concept of feeling safe, provided for, and taken care of is closely linked to our concept of and capacity to relate with God. You see, our original seat of safety, well-being, support, supply, and fulfillment is derived from our origin in oneness with all that is. There is a plane of being that exists, and we've all been there before because that's what we all came from, in which there are no needs, desires, or separations, because we are everything. We are one with God, perfectly bonded within the heart of the creative source of this universe. This is the plane of being at which we experience perpetual, unchallenged oneness, peace, safety, support, and fulfillment, where there is literally nothing else but that. Then we come into physical form. Here on the earth plane, we exist within a little something called duality. In other words, contrast. We came here with great purpose, you see, with great passion and excitement, because the presence of God within us knows that to experience all the desires that come with the ability to see duality, polarity, and contrast is to manifest incredible expansion. Consciousness is expanding and growing and creating and coming to know itself, you see, through all of us. And here in this world, there's this phenomena where if you are capable of being aware of hot, then you are immediately conjuring the awareness of cold. If you are capable of being aware of light, then you are capable of being aware of dark. If you are capable of being aware of yesterday, then you immediately conjure the idea of tomorrow. And of course, if you are capable of being aware of abundance, then you are also capable of being aware of lack. And this is a highly creative playing field, this ability to think in contrasts. But what the angels want us all to understand is that the contrasts or forms of polarity that you experience are completely your choice. What you experience is all up to you. Now, if you're listening to this, you are here for a reason, and it is highly likely that you are on a path of spiritual seeking, right? You are here because you want to know God. You want to tap into your origin and all the power inherent within it. You want to embody the divine. You want to be a vessel of love and well-being in this world, yes? Well, you've come to the right place, because in order to really get close and intimate with God and personally experience the divine through you, you've got to open to it. You open your heart, mind, and intentions to this higher power thing. And for most of us, in order to open to something, that is to become vulnerable by surrendering to something in a state of faith, we require some concept of trust in what we're opening to. Sure, it's possible to open up to someone or something in a state of complete innocence and give of yourself without much need for cultivating faith in it. That's quite like the state of oneness we originated in, isn't it? That plane of being we described, in which there are no desires because there was never any contrast to that perfect fulfillment in the first place. But according to the angels, the majority of us desire a much deeper connection with Source by way of experiencing contrast and then returning to the oneness with God with a thing called enlightenment. That is a more profound state of oneness than that of our origin, because it is one that understands and has tasted immense contrast and more deeply appreciates and creates within that oneness. The angels would like to tell us a story from their point of view. And this is an old story, a story you've probably heard before. And like most ancient stories, it has been interpreted many ways, to the extent that the original meaning has gotten lost from time to time. But the angels love telling this story because they were part of telling it thousands of years ago when our ancestors began telling it. And it is a lovely metaphor. This is the mythological tale of the Garden of Eden. Now, in the garden, there was perfection. There were human beings, and so there was awareness, consciousness. And those human beings existed in a pair, and so there was also love within that consciousness. And surrounding these human beings, there was everything they could possibly ever need. The abundance and goodness was so perfect that they never knew what it was to want. In fact, they walked around naked. They were so well provided for that there was never any need for these beings to protect themselves with clothing. Imagine that. Imagine a world so devoid of suffering that one never needed to put up a boundary or be on guard. Imagine loving someone without wondering whether or not you could trust them or having any concept of what it could be like to be hurt by them. To be innocent, truly innocent, is to have not a single barrier of protection up. It is to have no need for real discernment. And so it was for Adam and Eve. They were naked because there was no concept of vulnerability, of the possibility of being naked. Now, in this story, the creator or higher consciousness, God, decided something very pivotal. God decided to give these beings something incredibly powerful and incredibly creative, something that truly made these beings just like God. God gave these beings choice and made these beings aware of their choices. Now, in some versions of the story, through various mistranslations and misinterpretations, we got it in our head that God forbade these beings from making a particular choice, forbade them from choosing to eat from the tree of knowledge. And those same misinterpretations go on to assume that God or source energy was testing Adam and Eve, manipulating or playing with them, so to speak. But according to the angels, that's not necessarily how the story was originally intended when it was first told among our ancient ancestors. In the real version of this story, God was simply giving the gift of choice. Then, a powerful messenger arrives. Now, in the ancient world, the serpent was a symbol that represented knowledge and transformation. Our ancestors would observe the serpent in nature as it shed its skin and understood such transformation as a kind of rebirth that allowed the serpent great wisdom, as if it were living many lives. And one such a messenger approached Eve. Eve, as a representation of the feminine aspect of consciousness and species, was not here to depict feminine weakness, because that is a false construct born out of a fear-believing patriarchal culture of the past. The serpent comes to Eve because divine feminine, which all of us have in equal measure to masculine, whether we are male or female, represents intuition, instinct, the medial nature of consciousness, the part that senses things within the ebb and flow of the web of life. That is the part of our consciousness where spiritually instinctive knowingness comes from. And the message Eve receives from the messenger of transformation and knowledge is to choose to eat from the tree of knowledge. And we all know what happens next. She and Adam eat from the tree and suddenly gain knowledge. They gain the ability to become aware of contrasts, of duality. And so Eden, or earth, is thrust into its next state of creation, one in which unlimited creative possibilities come sprawling out, quite like in the similar story of Pandora in Greek mythology when she opened her box. And when Adam and Eve integrated this new consciousness, they began to clothe themselves, and they set out from the garden. Not out of banishment necessarily, but as a result of the choice to be aware. Because we all know that when human beings are aware, we start desiring things. We become curious, like adventurers and explorers, seeking after our desires. And once one desire is fulfilled, we instantly launch new desires out into the universe and continue wandering, exploring, expanding, and exceeding our limits. This is what knowledge truly is. But according to the angels, the hidden message in all of this that they so want us to see is that we never left Eden. Eden, for our heroes, Eve and Adam, was earth. They were just seeing, exploring, and experiencing it differently because they now had the capacity to comprehend contrasts and desire. And because they could now desire, they could now create. They entered into a certain form of awareness of our godhood, wherein we create as God creates. And desire plays a very important role in that creation. The truth is, the choice to exist in a state of harmony, safety, support, and abundance, like that of the time of innocence within Eden, is still one of the many options in our buffet of choices for reality. It's just that we have an even more delicious opportunity now. We have the adventure of returning to that Eden-like state of receiving pure and perfect abundance at all times through enlightenment. We're living the second half of this ancient story now, wherein our heroes expand their knowledge or consciousness so greatly that they reach enlightenment. We return to Eden-like abundance and well-being, while simultaneously holding our knowledge of contrast and desire. And we appreciate it a little more when we return to that abundance. Now, according to the angels, we all have the ability to achieve a conscious state of abundance that naturally provides for each and every one of our needs and desires. And you don't have to wait another minute before setting out to achieve this state. We have the power to enter this state in which we may experience desire, then quite efficiently experience the desire as manifest. We do this by altering our self-concept and shifting our awareness such that we accept, allow, believe, and understand that we are one with perfect abundance because we are one with Source. And as we achieve this state of abundance, we are also naturally achieving a higher state of oneness in our actualization of God consciousness. So, to truly heal your concept of financial prosperity is to heal your relationship with God and with the world at large. To heal your relationship with abundance is to heal your relationship with all of reality. Abundance is our original intention for this life, and lack is just another illusion that we're choosing to subscribe to. Abundance is the destiny of each and every one of us, and you have the power to achieve it. Not necessarily by desperately working, planning, scraping, or saving out in the physical world. I mean, yes, you can achieve temporary wealth that way, as many do, but to achieve an immutable state of real abundance, wherein, yes, all the money and supply you need comes to you easily, but moreover, a state of awareness in which you are full of such faith and fearlessness that it liberates you to truly enjoy and create upon this earth. This is well within your power. You don't need a loan or a savings plan or anything like that to start achieving that state. You just need you, your consciousness and Source. The seeds of Eden are within you now, and they are fertile. And you have the power to scatter them into the earth all around you. So, as I began this journey 2 years ago, I had no idea what I would be channeling, but gradually over time, the angels helped prepare me, and I channeled a course. And this course became a kind of ritual in consciousness transformation designed to delve deep into your self-concept and belief systems daily to elevate and uplift it into a state of abundance manifested. The angels helped me write a ritual in 8 parts to be completed over 8 days to help make a real shift in the way you relate with Source energy and allow abundance to flow in your life. The angels also suggested that this 8-day ritual could and should be repeated over and over, and that the longer we practice it, the more anchored we become in abundance consciousness. They suggested that if we repeat the 8-day practice 5 times, we would reach the number 40, which is a very significant number in making a shift. It is the number that many spiritual masters, such as Jesus, used to meditate, fast, or retreat to attain enlightenment. And it is roughly about the number of days that modern psychology has proven it takes to form a new habit. What the angels help teach in this course include concepts that are the ancient foundations of spiritual alchemy. They also teach transformation of your concept of yourself and how to raise and anchor your vibration into higher energy and how to transcend and forgive lack consciousness. The course consists of 8 channeled lessons, 8 daily reflection exercises, and 8 powerful guided meditations that are designed to take you deep into your spiritual psyche to allow you to align with divine knowledge. And the course isn't out yet. In fact, we're not even finished polishing it yet, but it will be released on August 18th. That is the date 8/18/18, exactly when the angels told me to release it, with this powerful number 8 that represents abundance so prevalently. And if you want to learn more, you can just keep in touch with me on social media or join my email list or keep your eye on my website, sarahhall.com, and you'll see it there for you soon enough. But for now, let's take a sampling of what it's like to feel abundance consciousness in a guided meditation. So if you're in the right environment to do so, go ahead and sit back and allow your body to become comfortable. You may close your eyes and begin to breathe very deeply, allowing the breath to unwind your mind, moving into mental stillness, breathing and feeling the heartbeat soften as the physical body releases any old tension, every joint and every muscle letting go. As you breathe, allow yourself to see, to become aware that you are surrounded in a circle of healing, loving angels of abundance. This circle of angels are now channeling a bright and beautiful white light into your being. They invite you to breathe in deeply to receive this white light. Allow it to merge with every particle of your thoughts, every cell of your body. Feeling the white light and its cleansing properties as it dissolves and heals away any discord, any misalignment from the past, all of that falling away. And being replaced with a big, beautiful wave of peace rising up from your belly as you breathe it up into the heart, into the head. Beautiful peace, cascading out the crown chakra and trickling like a fountain over your aura, pouring down into the floor around your feet. With your next deep breath, place your awareness upon your heart chakra. Breathe and imagine that you are diving in to your heart. As you travel through your heart, you may notice that you begin moving past all of your own emotions, your feeling memory, your emotional awareness, as if to move down a tunnel of light. And the deeper you move into this tunnel, the more closely you begin to merge with a feeling of beautiful comfort, deep love, and peace. And at the core of the tunnel, You are reaching the highest and strongest center feeling of this love and peace. Rejoin that feeling now, like a drop of water being immersed within the ocean. Breathe and feel yourself dissolving and melting into this feeling of well-being. You are in the heart of the Creator. And you notice that as you reside here, the love present immediately transforms every aspect of your being, lifting all parts of your psyche, your awareness, into alignment with love. You can feel how powerfully you are loved as the love of the Creator of this universe floods towards you in waves of ecstasy. The joy and the beauty of this feeling, the truth of this love, transcends everything else. And you notice that any little desires or needs or thoughts or worries that you had been carrying earlier, one by one, are just dissolving and merging into this transcendent love. And you can remember what it was to be truly, truly fulfilled. As every one of those inner desires and feelings are met, understood, and answered. With every breath you take, you become more and more beautifully fulfilled. Deep peace flooding your entire life. All of the creation that has culminated to become you. Take a moment to breathe in this space. Integrating this perfect state of well-being, oneness, and infinite abundance. And with your next deep inhale, the angels invite you to gather your inner spiritual voice and to think the following thought. I am infinite abundance. I am infinite abundance. Just continue to breathe deeply and to resonate this truth. Perfect abundance floods your being, flowing out of your heart chakra through the tunnel in which all of your emotions were contained, coloring all of the feelings deep into your life. Every need, every desire, every relationship, every goal, every imagining filled with completion. in a feeling of beautiful fulfillment and oneness. You are remembering, dear one. You are remembering your destiny. Breathe that feeling of abundance down through the heart, letting it flood your physical body and to pour through your spine like a column of beautiful shining white light that flows through every chakra, from the top of your head down to the bottom of the spine. And as the awareness and light of abundance moves through you, just take a moment to give thanks and to feel grateful. Isn't it wonderful to be alive, to be sentient and aware, to be all-powerful and creative, a being of God that creates all that you could possibly imagine and conceive of? Let your joy rise up for a moment, conjuring memories of the things in this world that bring you the greatest feelings of comfort and happiness and fulfillment. And let the memory of all those things begin to spin and tingle in front of you, generating big, bright waves of white light, getting bigger and wider and stronger. And inhale white light deeply, and then exhale, allowing all of that generating energy to flood out into the world, surrounding the planet in a coating of beautiful sparkling light, and then coming right back to you in the origin. Now we will ground this energy. Breathing deeply, feel that emotion of abundance, that feeling of joy and happiness flooding down to the bottom of the spine at the root chakra. Breathe deeply, gathering your presence into your root. And exhale, letting the energy go right down the body, moving through the legs and out the feet, moving out the arms and out the hands, connecting with Mother Earth, and bringing an awareness back into your physical form, feeling the fingers and the toes awake. And then just take in one final centering breath. And with your next exhale, gently opening the eyes and shifting back into the room, back into the moment, and continuing to carry this beautiful feeling of well-being, of perfect fulfillment that is always yours to choose in truth. Thank you so much for sharing with me in that. I'm always inspired when I can feel you all meditating with me. So it's wonderful to share this space. Now, I'd like to share with all of you and hear from all of you. So let's go ahead and take some calls. You are welcome to call, text, or send a message into our chat room for reading requests. If you would like to ask a question or you share a story about manifesting abundance, you can go ahead and call us at 240-979-6366. That's 240-979-6366. You can also text your reading request to that number, or you can leave a voicemail on that number if you don't get through. We're also accepting, of course, as I said, the reading requests and questions in the chat room at bringmetolife.com. So let's go ahead and dive in. Today I'm working with the Nature's Whispers Oracle cards by Angela Hartfield. And it looks as if we have a caller on. So wonderful. Welcome. Thank you so much for calling today. What is your name and where are you calling us from?
Hi, Sarah. This is Nadia, and I'm calling from France.
I'm not sure if we're actually able to connect. I think we might have had a little issue with our phones. Let's just go ahead and see if we can correct little technical issues we've got going on.
Can you hear me?
Oh, it looks like we've got a connection. Hello, I can hear you now.
Hi.
Thank you so much for calling. What is your name? Thank you for calling today.
My name's Nadia, and I'm calling from France.
Hi, Nadia. Thank you so much for calling. That's wonderful. You're calling from a bit of a distance. I'm in Michigan, so we're a couple time zones away from each other.
Yeah. So far, I've spoken to you about twice. I was back in Florida, but I do want to tell you a little story about manifesting abundance because last time we spoke, I had this really, really big feeling that I would be manifesting my one of the biggest trips of my life soon, and you gave me reassurance that it definitely would be happening. And I've been traveling so far for about 7 months, and I'll be coming home in about 18 days.
Wow. Oh my goodness. I just got tingles going all the way down my spine when you said that. That's amazing. Amazing job manifesting. And if I may ask, did you do anything special to manifest that? Did you pray or set the intention or anything like that beforehand?
Yes, I did. I did a lot of energy healing work. I did a lot of meditating, and I worked with the violet flame as well and speaking with my angels.
Ooh, yes. The violet flame is really powerful. And of course, the angels are big on guiding us towards manifesting abundance or manifesting anything that's part of our path and good for us. And I'm hearing the angels actually tell you too, Nadia, that this was wonderful because it feels so part of your life purpose that you were meant to be, engaging in this long, wonderful journey, this exploration. It feels like it's really meant to be there to color what you do, what you serve and express in the world. Have you learned anything while you were there? What would you say to us about traveling, I guess?
I have learned so much. I struggled with anxiety, with depression for a very long time, since I was very little. And I guess it was just time to get over that really big anxiety. I don't know how to explain it. It was kind of like a blockage that wasn't allowing me to travel, to do what I'd like. And I cleared a lot. And being on this trip has helped me open my heart more. And it's actually helped me really heal a lot of that deep woven depression that I had and anxiety. I no longer hold that within myself anymore.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's such an incredible message for all of us to hear because in truth, when we want to manifest anything new, when we want to get to a new goal or dream realized kind of thing, it's so important for us to face the tough stuff inside, to face any of the fears or the difficulties, the limiting beliefs. And I've got a similar story as yours. I had to overcome all of that stuff for myself too. And that's just a natural part of all of it. And it really boils down in the end to kind of altering your concept of yourself and the relationship that you hold with yourself. So that's just such a wonderful inspiration, Nadia. I feel so blessed that you've shared this wonderful story with us. And I want to share with you too that I pulled one card for you, just asking the angels if they wanted to give you any little ideas or anything to go ahead on your path. Yeah. And the card we have is the Maintain Your Childlike Spirit card, which I love.
Oh, wow.
So that I think is a really strong sign because I think you're meant to continue doing wonderful, amazing things like traveling and maintaining your openness and your curiosity and taking in the world. So it's just so wonderful. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And you really helped me a lot, actually get over a lot of the things that I was holding inside of myself and healing, because when you started your show, I've been listening from the beginning. So thank you so, so much.
Oh, thank you so much, my dear. I love you so much, and you're in my heart. I'm going to be keeping you in my thoughts. Thank you.
Thank you. I love you. And do you mind pulling one card for me about romance? Because I met someone on my travels, and I feel like we're meant to be together, but there's always this thing that I'm trying to heal about trust as well, which is one of the biggest things that you said in this manifesting of abundance, is shifting your awareness and truly trusting in a relationship with God. And so I feel like that would be definitely helpful.
Yes, amazing. Well, okay, so I've just pulled a few cards for you, and I'm listening into your angels. You have Archangel Raphael so strong by you right now, and we all know him as the healing angel, right? But he loves to dabble in romantic relationships, and he's the guide of all travelers. He likes to make sure that our travels go safely. So it's so cool that he's around you. I just see this big emerald light, lots of Raphael energy all over you right now. So his message right away is, first of all, that yes, the person that you met is a soulmate. This is a really beautiful soul connection that was meant to actually spark and catalyze both of you to grow and to learn a little bit more on your spiritual paths, on your own, personal life lessons and that kind of thing. The first card that I pulled is the Heighten Your Vitality card. Vitality, aliveness, creativity. And what this card represents is that's one of the primary purposes of this soulmate relationship, is that it is here to awaken you, to heighten your awareness, your aliveness, vitality, creativity, your passion for living, and direct where you'll go with all of that. So you're both playing that same function. The angels just showed me an image of a mirror. So you're both like a mirror image of one another, doing the same thing on each side. The next card, I think this is so relevant. It's the perfect setting card. Perfect setting. So that has to do with the when and the where and the how to be together, right? That's like, we need the perfect time and place. It kind of reminds me of that song in West Side Story, "There's a Place for Us." I'm getting that feeling. And the angels are kind of saying that you'll have to trust divine timing with regard to finding the right time and place. And until then, until both of you kind of come to creating that together, that perfect time and place to be together, have faith. I'm hearing them say, keep the faith, keep in touch, and just learn as you go. Because even if there are moments, let's say, where there is long distance and, maybe things like that going on, other little challenges, things will be working out okay. And you'll be learning what you're supposed to learn, actually, by virtue of being at a distance from one another. So let that be the lesson plan. The distance for now is a part of the lesson, and this is what will happen. The final card is Trust Your Own Understanding. So this is a card that shows us kind of the outcome, where we're getting to those big life lessons, those big shifts in awareness of what we want and what we don't want out of a relationship and out of love. Again, we're getting this beautiful feeling of openness, where you may become challenged by the universe to an exciting thing, which is to value your highest values above all other things. So, for example, let's say that the two of you decide in the end, I value love above all other things. I value this togetherness above other things. Then if you join together and sharing that same value system, you'll overcome anything to make sure that you're supposed to be together. And that will be true of any soulmate relationship for anyone listening. And most of us have many soulmates, so we'll see what we learn along the way. But in this case, again, it's all about lessons and learning and trusting and keep going. So yeah, you're really being guided in this, Nadia. That's so cool. What an interesting thing.
Thank you so much. Honestly, that was a spot-on reading, because I started to cry in the first card, because what we say to each other is, I'm a mirror, because we'll complement one another. And instead of, playing on our self-doubts, we just say, well, I'm a mirror.
Wow, that's so beautiful. I just got chills again. Oh, wow. Wonderful. Well, thank you, Nadia, so much. You've just shared such a beautiful burst of inspiration for everybody listening today. And I want to thank you for calling, and please call back again sometime soon. I'd love to hear more about your path and your ideas and your thoughts. And it's just great to be connected with you.
It's good to connect with you too again, Sarah. I love you so much, and I wish you a beautiful day.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks again.
Thank you. Okay, so great, guys. What a wonderful call. This is really interesting. I'm looking at the requests that have come in through the texts in the chat room, and the first one, the next one that came through was actually with somebody that has sort of a similar thing going on as Nadia was. We've got Maria, who is asking for a message regarding a job so that she can stay in Thailand. So it's another thing all about location and places and all that kind of stuff. So let's go ahead and see what the angels have to say for you, Maria. I'm going to turn over a couple of cards and see what we get. Okay. So the first thing that I'm feeling, Maria, is a big feeling of life purpose, again, around you tied to the location of Thailand. It feels as if we've got a past life connection here as well, really big feeling of past life connection. And the feeling that I'm getting is actually that, yes, you do have the ability to stay in Thailand. The feeling that I'm getting is that it comes through connecting with people in a way where you're offering some kind of healing, or especially health. I keep hearing the word health or healing and wellness around this. So maybe looking in that area and just kind of leading something around that. And particularly, it's interesting, but I'm feeling body work as being a part of that. So whether you have a knowledge of something like yoga or even Reiki or anything like that, there's something that feels like it's part of that. And it feels like you've got the ability to cater your work to other people that are travelers or that would want to get to know this world, this land that you're in right now. So I would pray and maybe manifest and do a little bit of discovering, exploring to see what we've got. And that really helps. Now from the cards, you've got the first card, amplify your positive emotions. So that's your angel's way of saying, go ahead and do some manifesting work, just like our manifesting abundance, where if you amplify your beliefs in infinite abundance, you amplify your awareness of being connected to source, then it becomes a literal doorway through which physical world, whether it's a job or whatever, just flow to you, and sometimes better alignment than what we could imagine in our own mind. Second card is the ideal course of action card. So what the angels want you to know remind you of is that they are leading you towards the ideal path. The ideal course of action is coming to you. You are being given the right people, the right opportunities, the right things to research and learn more about in perfect timing. So go ahead and learn and grow and discover and take action. Time to take action. You're ready now to already start taking action. Final card. Oh my gosh, this makes so much sense. It's the make a decision card. So what a perfect little sequence of cards. It's like first card was all about we're setting an intention, we're planting a seed. Second is we're starting to take action. Third is we're going to commit to something. We're going to make a decision. So this is a card that is really, again, asking you to evaluate your value system, evaluate the opportunities that you do end up finding around you, compare the different kinds of opportunities for jobs, working scenarios in which you would stay there. And again, you'll be really led to the right kind of outcome. So yeah, keep the faith, keep going. You're on the right track. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and see who's next. We've got another reading request coming in from a caller. So thank you, caller. You are on the air. What is your name and where are you calling us from today?
Hi, Sarah. How are you? This is Alexis.
Hi, Alexis. It's great to hear from you. I'm doing great. How are you?
Oh, absolutely. You know what? Best time of my life. I'm happily engaged. I finally found the right person for me. The only concern that I have is us moving in together because I've never shared a space with anyone, and admittedly, I'm a little bit selfish, like I'm used to waking up when I want, going to sleep when I want, that sort of thing. And we're moving into a small space, so I just sort of wanted to ask how that's going to go.
Yes. Okay. So your angels are around you and they're telling you that really everything's going to be fine. It's like I'm hearing them whisper that phrase over and over again. Everything's going great. Everything's going to be wonderful. Everything will be fine. The first card that came through in asking about this situation is the Catch Your Breath card. Now, what this card means is to kind of slow down and relax. So that means when we've got anxious thoughts or a lot of analytical thoughts that are going through our head really, really fast, this card just essentially says, let's slow down and breathe and just take it one step at a time. Because with your relationship, I really do feel a ton of incredible compatibility between the two of you. It feels like you don't need to have everything figured out for the future 5 years down the line or anything like that, or how will we interact on this and that. It's just a sense of understanding and feeling every moment as it comes. So as every little bridge is presented to you on your path, just cross it together hand in hand, and you'll work everything out. Second card is the gratitude and appreciation card. So this card is telling you that no matter what kinds of, let's say, potential challenges or disagreements or all the normal stuff that comes up when we move in with our loved one, with our partner, if you focus on gratitude, if you focus on what you appreciate about being with your partner and the benefits of actually living with them, it will help to triumph over any argument, dispute, disagreement, or anything that just feels like it's a bother or a difficulty. And they're telling us, too, that there will be so much to be grateful for, to the extent where it's like, soon you'll be more used to living with your fiance than you were, living alone, and you feel so much more joyful, complete, and grateful and happy about it. So there'll be challenges, because there are with every single one of us when we go ahead and try to cohabitate and cooperate with one another as human beings. But you know what? There are going to be more things to be joyful and grateful about than anything else. And then the final card, oh my gosh, these cards are just so on today, so on point. The third card is the acceptance of love card. And literally the image I'm looking at in the card is a couple that is kissing. So this is a card that says it's safe, essentially, to open your heart to love and to accept this real, beautiful openness and intimacy that the two of you are about to experience. So just take it one little baby step at a time. Don't think or worry about the future. Just be right where you are right now, and everything builds perfectly. Thank you, Alexis. Any thoughts or questions about that?
Oh my God, that is so incredible. I can't tell you how, first of all, I am so grateful and appreciative. I'm in my 40s, and I've waited this long to meet the right person, and I was like giving up hope. And yeah, if I'm just grateful. Oh, anyway, thank you. Oh, that was so spot on. Thank you so much, Sarah. You're the best.
You are the best. Thank you so much, and thanks for calling in, and have a beautiful day.
You too. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, so let's go ahead and see who is next. We've got lots of things coming in through the chat rooms. So I'm going to go to one of the messages from the chat room really quick. And the first request that let's go to Harry. Harry says, what do the angels say on how I can help my son who has been struggling financially for years now, even though he is a hard worker? Thank you. This is such a good question, Harry, because we're right in the topic that we were talking about today. So as soon as I tune into the energy of your son, the angels are leading us to this, Harry. They're showing us that what he's got going on is a little bit of doubt around his self-confidence. I'm feeling a belief almost that it's like, I'm not good enough, a little comparing himself to others. And it feels like when he's around, kind of like competitive environments and situations, yes, he can work hard. He can do things. He can go forward and all of that kind of thing. He can function. But I'm seeing that it triggers a little piece of his kind of deep-seated subconscious emotional awareness of feeling like, I don't know if I deserve it. I don't know if I'm enough. I feel like other people get, wonderful financial success. And for me, I just don't believe that happens. It's sort of like we're kind of all indoctrinated by the world around us that often tells us money doesn't grow on trees. So the first thing that the angels are saying, the first big step for him to healing this is healing his concept of himself and telling himself, I deserve financial success. I deserve well-being. And guess what? I'm capable of it. Not anymore this self-defeatist idea of, other people seem to get it, but I'll probably just have to keep struggling and trying really hard kind of thing. Heal the inner stuff first, the angels are telling him, and then all of the outer stuff starts to heal magically. It's interesting because I actually see him In the future, maybe this is like a step ahead, but I feel him with other people who he'd work with. Maybe these are bosses or, superiors, other people that are around him, collaborating, co-creating with him. And they're recognizing his hard work. And I'm feeling somebody down the line who's going to want to give him a bigger opportunity that's more financially fulfilling. And the best way for him to attract that, to bring that into being, and then to be able to recognize and be receptive to that opportunity when it comes, is again to really set into his mind and intentions the expectations of, I plan to be financially abundant. I plan it. It's my intention. It's my choice. I choose to be making more money and to feel more free financially. And the angels just want to lastly add that it's not only through the job stuff and the promotions that other people will hand him. It's also going to be through his own brilliant, beautiful deservingness, his own feelings and belief in abundance that will help to propel the universe to just send wonderful things his way. So they want you to know that he'll be doing really, really well. Just quickly looking at the cards, his first card is the contemplation card, which I think is so cool because that's all about exploring the self. Contemplate what it is you're putting into your consciousness here. Second card is make a wish. So that's just what the angels told us a moment ago. Set an intention and set the intention really high. And third card is be your best self always. And what is our best self? Our best self is our God self. That's a part of us that is completely unlimited in our awareness. So he has the power to change and evolve his consciousness to get there, and he will. So guide him to go ahead and do that. He'll pray and help to lead him towards the tools that will help him to shift his awareness and beliefs about abundance, and he will absolutely get there. All right. So it looks like we've got another caller on now. So hello, caller. What is your name and where are you calling us from today?
Hi, my name is Patrick. I'm calling from Texas.
Hi, Patrick. Thank you for calling today. How are you?
I'm good. I'm kind of I'm at work actually. I'm on my just taking a lunch right now. So
nice. Thank you. And thank you for taking the time to call us here.
Anyway, so my situation is I am planning to divorce my wife and retire and move to Mexico. So that means so my wife and I still live together, and we get along pretty well. And so we have to sell the house and, divide our belongings. And I'm just kind of, the budget's not that good, really. It seems like it's pretty tight, and I'm not sure how things are going to work out. So I thought maybe you could give me some guidance.
Yes. Okay. So as I tune into your situation, the angels are saying that this they want to confirm this is definitely the right path for you. They are showing us that you're ready to move on to a new chapter. Basically, your soul is expanding. You're ready to move on to a new chapter. Your wife will be moving on to a new chapter for herself as well. And the angels are guiding both of you into a beautiful alignment in which greater happiness, peace, and well-being are all on the way. So as I tune into the situation of how we want to iron out the details, and we want to make sure that abundance is flowing for both of you. We don't want to have a feeling of a sense of limitation or lack around money being tight. So interestingly, the first thing that they're showing us is that it will be important to get really, really clear in your mind in contemplating all of the different options that are in front of you. The angels are almost showing us like opening up a book and writing lists and making a plan kind of thing, a plan of action steps. So in the buffet of choices that you're given, they're saying it's time to commit to a decision one way or another about where things will go. And that will help you a lot. And it's interesting because the card that I pulled for, making this decision or doing this contemplation is the Be True to Your Heart card. Be true to your heart. So this is a card that says, while it is important to compromise, it's important to be collaborative and cooperative with other people, there are also, it's important to contemplate what it is that you want the most and that you're not able to necessarily budge or compromise on. So know what it is you want and what you don't want, and be really clear about those things, because the angels are really wanting to help you kind of lift into a place where you've got your certain things that you'll make sure come out of the agreement at the end of this situation. This is so interesting. The second card has very similar language on it. It's the open your heart card. So be true to your heart, followed by open your heart. What the angels want you to know here is that they're actually helping you to see some different opportunities that are available to you that maybe you haven't been seeing so far in the past. So in other words, there are other solutions to your situation financially, situationally, that are creative, that might feel a little like thinking outside the box. But those will offer a more expedient choice at the end of all of this, and definitely a beautiful sense of resolution. So you'll open your mind to all of that, open your heart to all of that, and just look for other details. And I'm hearing your angels say get advice as well, because there's others that will be able to tell you of different options that you might be able to have. The final card, this is actually really nice feeling, nice imagery, is the laughter card. Laughter. So the energy that I'm getting out of this right away is so interesting, because they're giving me a feeling of both you and your wife, your soon-to-be ex-wife, both getting into kind of a light state about all of this. If you can, kind of, again, get friendly, get collaborative, and, project peace into this, a peaceful arrangement, a peaceful conclusion, and a joyful sense of where the chapter is leading both of you next, that collaborativeness comes in. So we've got a beautiful balance here between, yes, I've got to nail down what I really want and be true to those things, and not, betray what it is I'm going to have to need at the end of all of this. And then balance equal footing with a sense of, we're both acknowledging that both of us have needs, and we're collaborating on that together. So listen to your angels. Again, gain the advice of the outside person that the angels are going to be leading into your life to help to arrange all of these things, and look a little bit outside of the box. There are some new ideas that will come to you on this. Yes. So thank you so much for your call today.
That was wonderful. It's very helpful. I feel very encouraged. Thank you so much, Sarah.
Good. You are so welcome. Thank you for calling, Patrick, and have a beautiful rest of your day.
Okay. Talk to you again. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, guys. Well, I can't believe it, but we're already at the end of our time, and we've got so many other messages that came in through the chat room. But you guys, please come back next time. Come back next month, and we will definitely answer those. And also, I have a little sneak peek promise to make you. Pretty soon, I'm going to be offering some more kind of like live chat things like this, where you guys will be able to just call in, and we'll do angel readings, and it's all going to be free. You're all going to call in, and you can get your questions answered. I'll give you more news about that pretty soon. That's something that we've got in the works on the horizon. So I love you, all of you whose questions I wasn't able to quite answer today, but hang on and come back to me and ask the questions again. I'll get to all of you soon. So thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Remember that I will be live every month on the Bring Me to Life Network. Mark your calendars for Thursday, September 20th for our next live episode. And if you enjoyed the podcast, you can listen in again, or you can share it with a loved one via the Through the Eyes of the Angels playlist on my YouTube channel, or it's also available on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, and Stitcher. I'll be posting the links for the podcast later on today on my social media pages, so stay tuned to Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. And if you'd like to be part of my Manifesting Abundance course, you can join the email list found on my website at sarahhall.com. That's sarahhall.com. And the course will be available on August 18th, 2018. Do follow the Bring Me to Life tribe for more inspiring talk radio, music, and so much more. And thank you again for your presence today. All of my love to you. Bye.